Okay, staff, so what you see here is the 2012 summer schedule that we did. The dates are a little different than, or probably a week later than what we anticipate doing this year. And again, some of this is going to be very similar, but some of it is going to change, and I'm open to what you guys might be interested in doing. But this is mostly for the new staff, for you guys to get kind of a feel for what the summer is like. So uh, you see this is laid out weeks 1 and then weeks 2 through 5, which are all very similar, and then week 6, and then other important dates, typically Fridays of our field trips. So starting with the first week, you can see that we have like a welcome in the morning, 8:30 to 11:30 in the morning. We do some team building. We don't go through a student handbook. We don't bore kids to death like that. But it's mostly the point is that it's this high energy, high activity, a lot of students together, really mixing, meeting each other for the very first time, and then interspersing that with different speakers. We had speakers we brought in last time. I'm thinking more how powerful it would be if some of our staff shared, so you guys, your faces would be visible, and then also if we brought in some student speakers to talk about what College Bound has meant to them. And so this is really the chance for the freshmen going into their sophomore year, for them to really get this feel for what College Bound means and how important it is, and then also to have fun and get to meet each other. On the second day there, you can see the Tuesday, it says this, we provide like our service learning overview, and again, there are probably going to be some changes when this type of stuff happens, and we do like a big scavenger hunt for students to get to know PLU, and we're not going to have Melanie Cunningham, but maybe some other speakers or other activities in there. And then on the Wednesday, we do kind of an overview of what the summer is going to be like with students. We distribute shirts, we distribute their lunch cards, we take them to their classes so they see where their classes are going to be, and it's kind of like their orientation day essentially. And then we go and we eat lunch together. On Thursday and Friday, we did service learning days, so that's where we had 7 different sites, and folks were separated out based off of where was closest to their schools. So transportation wasn't an issue because we only have a couple of vans during that time. And so we'll do some service learning in there, and then you can see weeks 2 through 5 are very similar in terms of how they happen. There's a whole group meeting in the mornings at 8:30, and then during the day, students will take 3 classes in the morning. They're not going to do, you can see on this one that there is a 3rd class in the afternoon. My thought process is that we are going to do 3 classes in the morning. They're going to be shorter with shorter passing periods. And so they'll do like a math class. They'll take an Accuplacer test to determine where and what math they're going to end up being in. Then they'll do a science class. We have bio, we have chem, and we've done physics in the past. For math, there's kind of basic intro algebra, geometry, then there's intermediate algebra, geometry, and then there was a pre-calc class. And then there's the English class, and the English class, one is like a writing class, the other one is a personal statement class, and then there's a scholarship / senior workshop class. And you can see it classes 1 through 7. There's 7 classes that are going on at a particular time, but students are only going to take 3 classes. So you might have intro to algebra geometry at 9 o'clock, and then at 10:30 you have intro to bio, and then at 1 o'clock you had lit comp. Again, the times are not right at this point. However, it's the same concept. And then what we'll do is on the Monday, we'll always have a school meeting on Mondays at the end of the day. On Tuesday, and this is open to discussion. I don't want to just say that. My thought is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we would have, or Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we would have like community service group time. And then on Thursdays would be like an activity day, where everyone gets together and there's kind of fun and competitions and things of that nature. Uh, let's see. And then skipping the Eastern Washington trip at this point and going down a little bit further, you can see the other important dates. We always take 4th of July off. And then we had our 3 Friday field trips. And those are typically all day long, and we take buses different places, and all of the schools end up going together on those. We typically have 2 buses that are separating from different spots. Before I go on and talk a little bit more, I probably won't talk that much about the Eastern trip on here, but I would just say this, that teachers, college-bound teachers, you're typically not teaching these classes. Now, if you really wanted to teach one of the classes, I'd be open to that, and we can further discuss what that might look like for you. Your time is a little bit more spent on wrapping up your school year, and there's a lot of time that you end up having to spend on doing that. You spend some time hopefully planning. That doesn't always happen for everybody. I'm hoping that we can make that happen for you, that you get to plan for next year and get kind of some significant time there. And then you saw the summer roles worksheet, and you're kind of overseeing a lot of these different pieces within the summer roles worksheet. For me, there's 2 things that are very important, and they're kind of opposite as far as the summer goes. One is that you have ample time to just slow down and to really plan for next school year. And the other side of it is kind of opposite, is that you're very present and very visible on campus during, especially during the free times, like in the afternoons when they're in their school groups or at lunches, that people are seeing you and people know who you are. And so if I said, who's the Foss teacher, who's the Washington teacher, who's the Lincoln teacher, they'd be able to identify exactly who that is. And that's my goal, is to set you up this summer so you get to see a little bit more of this. This is kind of what the summer looks like. Again, it's 6 weeks. That can't be changed because that's written into our grant. And we can't really change. There's other things we can't really change, but I've heard to say on the 6th week, this shows that we have a 4-day Eastern Washington trip. We're only going to go 3 days this year, and for staff who've been here longer than a year, I'll explain how we're going to do that. But again, we're just going to do like a Monday, Tuesday, come back real late on a Wednesday for our Eastern Washington trip. So this is our summer program from last year. Again, when the team that wants to build the summer schedule with me, we can make some modifications here and there. And but I just wanted to give folks who haven't done a summer with us just the opportunity to see a little bit of that. All right, thank you.